Hi, you're welcome to Photografix Academy. Today we are going to be learning how to create this wonderful tomato water splash effect in Photoshop from start to finish. But please, before we start, I would like you to go and click on the subscribe and the notification button so you can get notified every single time we post a new video in this channel. Okay, so the first thing you are going to be creating is your document. Look at mine. This is 720 by 1280 document in pixels. So the second thing we'll be doing is to bring in our stock images. So we'll just go to, this is the images I'm going to be using in this video. I'm going to be dropping a free link to all the pictures so you can download and work alongside with us. So I'm going to be bringing in our background image. So if it's not in smart object, right click on it. Click on it and go to convert to smart object like this. So the image is in convert object right now. So I can now scale in and scale out without having to share my image losing resolution. So I'm going to place this right here. I'm going to place this, scale it in a little more, place it right here. Then I'll bring in our second image that we'll be using, which is this one. Drag it in into Photoshop, place it right here. So convert to smart object as well. It's very necessary so you don't lose the quality of your image. Press Ctrl T to load your transformation tool, then scale it down by pressing holding alternate key down and scale it down. So a major part of the thing is to be able to find the right composition that will match what you are doing, whether you want to place it in the middle, by the side, even at the edge right here. So I'm going to be placing mine right here. Then I'll make it a bit bigger because this is where my attention is going to be, somewhere here. Place it somewhere here. If you feel you still need to increase the one behind, you can go to the layer and still drag it a little closer so we can make this one equally bigger from this side. Just pull it out. So this is just what you need to do with your eyes. Find what works for you. You can try to flip horizontally to see what it looks like. I think I prefer it flipped horizontally like this. So keep it like this. Let's rotate it a little so the base touches the floor. Yes, nice. All right, so this is what we are going to be using. This is what we are going to be using. Press OK. So the next thing we're going to be doing is to cut out the edge of the tomato. So you can use any cutting tool, any selection tool in Photoshop to run yours. But I think I found a quick trick I'm going to be using. I think I found a quick trick. Let me increase it a little more like this. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to be using my quick selection tool. Go around the image like this. Just select the inner parts, then modify the selection. Hold alternate to remove it from some edges. So I think I like the edges like this, except for the fact that it's too much outside. So when I delete it, I'm going to lose the edge of my tomato, which I do not want to do. So what I'm going to do quickly, go to select, modify, go to contract. So contract it by 3. What it's going to do is I'm going to pull in your selection in a little, so you can get a little extra edge on your tomato. So after pulling your selection in, apply a black mask on it so that the tomato can become transparent. The reason we are using mask and not delete is so that we can be able to manually modify this selection if it doesn't give us what we want at the end of the day. So let's bring in our water. This is our water right here. So we'll drag it in, place it over the image, then scale it in, holding your alternate to scale it in. Make it to be a bit bigger than your tomato like this. Beautiful. Drag it like this. Reduce the opacity a little. Convert to smart object. Where is it? Here. Reduce the opacity a little so you can see what is happening behind. Take your move tool and position the top very well in such a way that it fits the composition. So if you look at the tomato, you are going to notice that the edge here it's going in. So we need where the wave curved in a little so it can give us a good beginning for it next. So this is where we are going to be placing it right here. Then use your warp tool, Ctrl T, right click and go to warp. This is it here. Drag the edge in so it covers the edge of the tomato like this. Drag the edge in, then drag here up again to fit it in very well. So want it here, you can pull it in a little at the edge, put this in a little here. Just take your time and make sure your own is looking nice. All right, so press OK. After doing this, press OK. There are two ways you can use to modify this selection right now. You can just load up the mask. You can just load up the mask of the tomato. You can just load up the mask, or rather you can just copy the mask like this, hold alternate and place it over the water. Then press Ctrl I. It's going to invert the selection. Or you can just, let me go back so I can show you one more trick. You can just, stay on your water layer, hold your control, click on the mask of the tomato. It's going to load the selection. Then apply a black mask on it. Apply a black mask on it. It's going to do the same thing. So it depends on the one you want to do. So after applying it, zoom in a little to see what you are having. So I don't think I like the edge of my tomato that I'm seeing. So I'm going to go and use my soft brush. I'm going to use my soft brush to clean it out. I'm going to use my soft brush to clean out the edge using my mask, my foreground color to be black. Just clean it out a little like this. So we have our water at the edge. If you think you are losing some edge in the water, bring it back in by using your like this, so you can get that wavy feel at the tip of the whole stuff to make it look very realistic. Yes, like this. Very simple. If you think it's too much, just take your time and make it look nice. So this is what we'll have. This is what we'll have. The next thing we are going to be doing is we are going to be creating a realistic reflection of the water. So there are two ways you can do it. You can just reduce the opacity and use your brush to clean this edge out using a very low opacity brush. But let me show you another one. Just increase it, duplicate this, Ctrl J, then drag this to the top. That is your tomato layer, drag it to the top. So this is what we are going to be using to create our reflection. So we'll delete the mask to have it right there back. Sorry, we duplicated the wrong layer. Delete this. This is the layer we're supposed to duplicate, our tomato layer. Ctrl J, drag it to the top like this, apply a black mask on it. Then manually use a low brush, maybe somewhere around 9, to paint it in just at the edge where you want your reflection to appear like this. Very nice, like this. Just do it like this. So if you think it's too strong, you can of course reduce the opacity like this. Then you can go and reduce the opacity of the tomato from here like this to create that nice reflection. So I think this is enough see-through for me. This is not see-through. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to be bringing in our fishes. So we'll minimize Photoshop, drag in our fish. This is the fish we are going to be using. Let's open it in a new document. So I'm going to be using this fish right here. I'm going to be using this fish right here. Just use your selection tool and go around. It's going to select, press right click and say layer via copy, or you can say Ctrl C. You can say Ctrl C. You can say Ctrl C. Drag it like this, go to the document of the tomato. I think this is it. No? Alright, this is it right here. Paste it over this area, convert to smart object, then scale it into the size of the water. So I think our water is too blurry. We're going to reduce the opacity to make it look very realistic. Let's reduce it just a little, like this. Nice. Let's reduce it just like this a little. Then go back to the fish. Let's use auto select so we can manually select what we want. So scale it in. Let's flip it. It's not matching the composition, so we'll just flip it and drag it to the place where we think we need it, somewhere around here at the edge. Then make it a bit smaller. Change the blend mode to multiply to make it look darker, because it's in the shadow, so it should look darker. Then create a mask on it, just a white mask. Take your brush, will steal your flow at 9. Use your black mask to clean the edges a little to make it look hazy and sink into the image like this. Beautiful. So this is it. From here you can start building anything you want. You can add splash. You can even add this our water splash right here. Let's see what this looks like. This is just a little extra. Convert it to smart object. Scale it in. Drag it in like this. Drag it in. Place it over the water to make it look like it's splashing out of the water. Like this. Look for your blend mode that will just take away the white part, so we don't do the selection manually. All right, so let's just select the whites. Go to your select color range, click here, just in here to select the edges, press OK, create a mask around it like this, Ctrl I to invert the mask. So we'll have the water right here, we'll have the water splash right here. So the next thing we are going to do is to change the hue and saturation of the water. Let's take it to the edge so it looks stronger there. Yes. So press Ctrl W, change the hue of the water towards your blue so it looks like the water down, reduce the saturation like this. So you are free to create anything you want around this. I don't think this is working. Let's just delete it. So the next thing we are going to be creating is to create our shadow effect on the tomato, this particular one right here, so we can have a very realistic effect. So create a new layer on top of your tomato so that the effect will be under this one. Select your brush tool, reduce the angle to somewhere around, just make it flat. Your brush is going to be looking like this. Select a soft round brush, yes, like this. Increase it a little, so this is what our shadow will look like. Then cast a black shadow, press D to reset your color, this thing. All right, so this is it, just a very realistic shadow. Move it towards the tomato edge. All right, so we are going to be reducing the opacity so that it will look very realistic, nice, beautiful. That is it. This is it. You can reduce you can just add a little blur to it to make it look soft like that. If you think it's too small, you can increase it. If you think it's too big, you can. Okay, I think I like it here. Let's bring it out a little like this. Beautiful. Use your arrow key to place it very well. All right, so this is it. This is our, let's crop in a little, create a stamp visible layer, Ctrl Shift Alternate E to create a visible stamp layer, then crop in your image to make it look bold. Let's crop it in from here like this. Beautiful, nice. So this is it. This is how you can create your wonderful tomato water manipulation in Photoshop. Thank you for watching this video. Please, you can click on the subscribe and the notification button so you can get notified every single time we post a new video. Thank you.